Did you know that Puerto Rico had the highest sterilization rate in the world because of forced hysterectomies and misleading information campaigns conducted by the U.S. government? Well, in the 1930s, many prominent doctors in the United States actually studied eugenics as they saw it as a possible way to end poverty through reducing overpopulation. This theory gained legitimacy through groups like the U.S. Board of Eugenics, which targeted communities they saw as undesirable like the poor and minorities. With this theory in mind, in 1937, the U.S. appointed governor of Puerto Rico, Blanton Winship, created the Puerto Rican Board of Eugenics, and he imposed Law 116, which legalized sterilization on the islands and allowed for government funding of the procedures. This allowed doctors to perform sterilizations with practically little to no consent, as they sometimes presented the procedure as only temporary, and hospitals also had procedures in place where they would force sterilize a woman after giving birth to a third child. 37% of childbearing women were sterilized by 1976.
Puerto Rican women were used as guinea pigs to test out birth control back in the 1950s. The U.S. believed that Puerto Ricans and others living in poverty should be wiped out to make more room for the fit members of the population. And birth control was part of that vision. But more people were making less than minimum wage, so the margins are just crazy. More people were poor than were middle class. Check it out, this is the first birth control ever made. It's called Enovid. Enovid is made from synthetic estrogen and progesterone and was nearly 100% effective. But the bad thing is, when Puerto Rican women were given these pills, they were not given the health risk and the safety risk. The majority of women experienced major blood clotting, nausea, headaches, and a few other side effects. 3 women even died after taking this. The less educated women in Puerto Rico were eager and desperate to try out this new form of sterilization because there was already a sterilization law, and after having 2 children you had to get sterilized as a woman. So with this, women felt like they had more control of their bodies. Like many other races, we've been infiltrated. Biological warfare.
She said that she used to sit on the beach and pray for God to better her life. You know, she went to the University of Puerto Rico too. You know, she had her education and all. And her first opportunity that she had to go to the United States, she took it. And she first landed on Clinton Street on the Lower East Side. But she moved to Brooklyn because majority of our relatives were there, and to work in a factory. It's a college-educated woman.
Rosie's aunt was swept up in the massive migration of Puerto Ricans to the States in the 1950s. It was the result of an economic program in Puerto Rico called Operation Bootstrap. The plan was to lure American industry to the island, which worked for a while. However, a little-known part of the program was designed to reduce the population by encouraging Puerto Ricans to leave for the States. Some people succeeded here, but for most, the only options were the slums of the Bronx, Harlem, Brooklyn, and New Jersey. Cheap labor to work in factories and on farms.
The Puerto Ricans are the second largest agricultural farm labor program in the history of the U.S.
No.
People don't know that, and they were being sent to New Jersey, to Massachusetts, to Hartford, to the Midwest to work in farms. They were recruited in different parts of Puerto Rico. They were taken to the airport in San Juan, shipped into cargo planes with the beach chairs. For the U.S. and the owners here, it was perfect. They were U.S. citizens. Okay, so it didn't mean that there was no immigration complications or issues too. And they spoke Spanish. They couldn't complain.